Right, we're facing Jan Jansen, or Jan Jansen, should I say. It's a combo-y deck, that's for sure. Sacrifice creature, artifact creature, create 2 treasures, which is ridiculous. Sacrifice a non-creature artifact to create 2 constructs is ridiculous again. But see how we get on here. We can play Axavar next turn, but he's one of these commanders, which it's really weird, right? Because alchemy, you think, oh, really strong, powerful things. But then they make something that doesn't do anything when it comes in. And compared to something like Rusko, it's kind of like, meh. You know what I'm saying? You just destroy Marionette Apprentice. This feels wrong to do that. Like, part of me just wants to get rid of this, because when this comes down, it can make 2 treasures. But, I don't know. This is loopy as well, because if we allow them to have this, then they'll just drain us for mana. Left, right, and centre. And Bakal. Oy, oy, oy. Gross. This format is horrific. Okay. So we don't really have any backups here. Our stuff is just not looking so great. I think against a token style build, this doesn't do so well, because we have effects that say, like, when it comes in, each player sacrifices a creature, right? But is that useful when they've got 2 like residuals already? I guarantee their hand is better than mine as well. So top card's gonna have to be something really great. I mean, that draws us cards. Can't complain. They're going to swing in for 2 and then create 2 treasures. The ramp is really quite aggressive. It is quite a crazy card, isn't it, Jan Jansen? Skrelv's Hive. Okay, well, I suppose they're not using that mana to go too nuts. Board wipe is good. Each player suffers a non-token creature. Okay, well, that worked out quite nicely, didn't it? Non-token creature. So we have the variant that gets rid of the command as well. But they can also play him next turn, which is annoying. But let's see what is in the hand. Oy, oy, oy. All really horrendous things. Guess we get rid of the Mayhem Devil, because traditionally that has been known to murder many of us. Just by sacrificing. Was that the right choice? I don't know. This gives them life drain. This gets rid of none of our things currently. This kills everything. I think that was the right choice. Albed Salvager. So it's essentially an aristocrat build. Sure thing. Eldest Reborn. I think we probably want to time this with the Axavar going away. But then annoyingly, they do have the Vanishing Verse. So that was probably a bad idea. But if they do that, it means they don't have the treasure for the Jan Jansen. So it's their choice, really. Are they going to risk it? No. They'd rather keep the mana. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can go for... Oh, they're going to do it anyway. I guess if they were going to do that anyway, I wonder if... They might as well have just played it in my turn, right? Because that's slower now. Okay, fair enough. Down to 13, and we got Infect. That is irritating. Rising of the Day. Do they have another removal spell? Not sure. I could have sacrificed it there.
After 1,000 years,
Let's create a devil. I don't really know if Ob's good in this deck, but it's kind of better when we have other smaller creatures to sacrifice, and then it would have triggered Axavar. Another thing as well is, if you play Axavar, but you don't have anything to sacrifice... sorry, if you don't have anything to... Well, sacrifice or discard. It doesn't really do anything. So that sucks. Playing this is irritating, because the Blood Artist on this field is actually quite devastating, because if we board wipe, we're just going to lose so much stuff in life, and combined with the Albed Salvagers too. So yeah, I'm not really sure. Loses so much life to this guy. Such a good uncommon as well. I guess if they attack in, we can block with this and kill the Blood Artist. Okay, that actually worked out quite nicely. They should have probably played the Blood Artist after. Bloody hell, that's a lot of triggers, isn't it? Jeez. I guess that's the thing about having 2 Blood Artists. So what do we do now? We don't really have anything else to... Croxer. Discard that. So we're going to trigger the Axavar. But we're on 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll see how we get on. They're not going to have any cards left, I suppose. But this guy resurrects an artifact. Yikes. So I think we've just lost, to be honest.
And you'll lose everything.
Iced a card. I guess we'll go for this. And that's the thing as well. He's kind of terrible, isn't it? Because you get a card with him, but then you can't do any. So after you've successfully done the 2 steps, you get a card, but it's stuck in your hand. So yeah, and we're basically going to die now because if we block, we lose life. And if we don't block, we lose the life. So either way, we lose life. Oh dear. That's not good, is it? Down to 2. And then if we attack and they block, then they also... we also lose. That's a shame. Yes. Oh well, we'll just attack then. The honourable death, I suppose. Well, they can only block with that, I suppose, but then why would they? We die on the swing back because we, as I said, we cannot block, because if we do, we lose life. Oh well, we'll give them the finishing blow.
My goons will make quick work of you.
I mean, none of this really matters anymore. Discard a card and then heist target opponent's library, but we didn't. Okay, so it doesn't actually care if you discarded the card or not. That's interesting. But yeah, it honestly does not matter where we block here, because we did. And actually, we barely died to the commander, did we? We basically died to the Elbed Salvagers and the 1 Blood Artist. So props to this card from Final Fantasy. Although it's a similar effect to lots of other things, but I think for 3 mana it's slightly cheaper than some other ones, but more expensive than Blood Artist, obviously. Come on, man, just let the trigger resolve. You've won. Why? So overkill, isn't it? Oh, okay. Look, I know a lot of you hate alchemy, but let's take a look at Axavar Fate Thief. I'm not a huge fan of alchemy, but this is kind of interesting. There are a lot of hoops. Beginning of your end step, if a non-land permanent left the battlefield or a spell's warped, discard a card, then heist target opponent's library and it's got warp. It's got a lot of bloody steps, so something has to basically die or be warped in. Frankly, warp is a bit shit. There's not that many warp cards that I like. It just feels a bit slow. I've got Nova Hellkite near. There's a couple of other ones. There's one I unlocked in a random booster, but I'm not really going to be focusing on that. I'm going to be focusing on mostly just ways to get stuff into the graveyard and essentially using treasures to trigger him, and then we're going to heist our opponent's library, which basically means look at the top, well, look at 3 random cards from our opponent's deck and then choose one. So it's kind of shady. It's pretty weak. 3 toughness for a 4 mana card that doesn't do anything when it first comes in. Let's see how it goes though. It's got some interesting play. I mean, you can use Roaming Throne to double the trigger. You essentially want to just use things that make treasures. I think Glowing, I don't know, Garland, Surveils, although Surveil doesn't even work with the deck, which is kind of weird. Void's just a bit crap, isn't it, to be honest? I like the idea of this card, but I don't know, let's see. It's nowhere near Grenzo was. Grenzo was absolutely broken. If you want to do a heist deck, he's probably better. But as I said, it's interesting to see what the design space can do with alchemy, but ultimately, alchemy's just whatever. Cool, let's get into the video. Okay, it's cool to see a commander we don't normally see, Aphemia. That cares about milling enchantments and then exiling them to create zombies. They can already play it on turn 1 if they wanted to, but and they played that on turn 1. I do fear that essentially this format is kind of nuts now with this Chrome Marks. I did a post saying that this is one of the cards I'd love to ban, given the chance, because it's just so fast. Okay, well, let's see what we can do. We've got some removal. We definitely want to kill the Aphemia, because otherwise that's going to create far too much advantage. I mean, it's already made a 2-2, so it's basically replaced itself already. I guess with board wipes it's not too bad, and for 4 mana it's not that exciting anymore, is it? But we'll try and string the Undead Butler along, because if this dies, they can get something back. We kind of want to look for some exile effect, perhaps. Basically just have removal, though. It's just not going to be very interesting for our opponent, but... Thoughtseize, wonderful. Well, there goes the virtue of persistence. Surely, that's the one they choose. Although the Molten Collapse is kind of good. We can kill the Chrome Mox with that, so maybe that's what scared them. Yeah, sure. Go for the Axavar and hope they don't have any removal. This is the issue. So vulnerable. I suppose the play is to play this out later when you have other things. But yeah, Murderous Rider. It's so squishy. We'll leave that in there because we've got Feed Cycle that we can use. Yes. But they don't really have anything either, to be fair. So, oh wow, that's so good to get for Warp 0. Removal on a spell, fantastic. We can even maybe get the Axavar back when we eventually cast that. That was a good hit, to be fair. This is an interesting card. It's an interesting design space. They didn't have to use Seek at all. It's certainly a capitalist con. You know, alchemy is just a huge con to make you spend more money. But the irony is it's trying to make you spend money on something you don't really care about too much. But this is a cool, interesting design. It's a shame it says Seek. It could have just said draw. Draw a card. Okay. When it enters discard, then heist. Discard, then a heist. We've actually got a lot of options here. I do want to kill the Dockside Chef first, though. And then the Murderous Rider, because it's got lifelink. Yeah, we're basically stringing them along now. I think we've got pretty good... Actually, I should have played this first. I could have milled more. Oh, well. Okay. We'll just keep this stuff up. Feed the cycle. No, I'm not sure if we want to use a Feed the cycle or... Yeah, fine. We'll use it to get our commander out. And the Blood Splatter Analyst would have just... eventually gotten them out anyway, but I just feel as though we don't want them to have that, do we? We don't want them to get an extra creature from the Aphemia. Such a cool name for a commander. Aphemia. I suspect they might now leave the Butler up to block. Mill another card. Wow. Yeah, that would have been silly. There we are, a bit of triumph. They've got one card in the hand. I assume it's removal. Let's play this. Oh. Oh my. Oh my goodness. That was a crazy selection of height. I've always thought this as well, by the way. Like, every time you heist, it always feels... It's meant to be like 3 random cards, but heist always feels like it's some crazy... mythic. So yeah, interesting. I'd love to see the programming and the code on heist, actually. That's one thing about alchemy and digital that it can be a little bit sus, because obviously in paper everything's quantifiable by words and numbers that are actual visible to the players. Like if you can't have a card that says destroy half creatures, that's an easy mathematical sum a human can do. But when you're heisting, nobody actually knows the odds, right? And I feel as though that takes away some of the human joy out of the game. That's a subject I've never heard anyone speak about as well. If you're taking away part of human volition and what humans can do to affect a game, is that as fun? And I know Hearthstone started all by having digital only abilities, but Heist is very strange. Look at the 3 random cards. Random, I guess. It says random, but I don't know. It always feels like rares and mythics. I don't know. Anyway, moving on. Well, this hand is just pure removal. I don't know if it's going to be any good, but we'll see. We could legit go turn to Ritual Axavar. Is that the right thing to do? I don't know. Everything we face has removed. Okay, they've got this. We need to kill this now. It's so weird that you can station lands, isn't it? Yeah, because it's a planet, but you're stationing a planet. It feels like 12 would be not enough to station an entire planet. Okay, let's push this. I've never actually seen a hand with so much removal. This is actually kind of ridiculous. 5 removal spells costing 1 to 2 mana. What the hell? What the hell? Uro. So now they're going to be able to play Yarok on the following turn, which is just Billy. Chilly Billy. Oh, they missed a land drop though. Oh, geez. We missed a land drop as well. I think we're going to go for BMC, guys. Because it just feels rough. We need a way to pull back here and just hope they don't have a way to destroy the BMC. Cliff Top Lookout. Yeah, let's just kill him anyway. Let's just kill everything. Although the more we kill, the more Uro gets out the graveyard quicker. Bloody hell, another land drop missed. Please, man, stop being this way. Okay, nice. Magda. Okay, Magda could be quite scary for them, because if we get 5 treasures, we can sacrifice them all. Oh my god, they're going to get... How many lands? Search for 5, and then we end step, choose one and put them into play. See, this card could have easily been a Seek card, right? But they chose to make it Search. So it's interesting. The difference between Seek and Search is basically something called money. How do we get more money from players? That's all there is. There's nothing benevolent about Seek. Oh no. 6 mana. And of course they have Ancient Tomb, as if they need that in a green deck as well. That's crazy. And then we're on for 3 fetches. Shitting hell. Shitting hell. Let's go for the flipping everything. If an unarmed permanent left the battlefield. Unarmed permanent left the battlefield. Well, let's do it then. I feel like they're just going to use Emergent Ultimatum and win. Let's face it, guys. It's always, a possibility, isn't it? Okay. Discard a card. We'll discard the cut down, because that doesn't feel as exciting. Oof. Cast a creature spell. Seek a land card. That's silly. That's one of the new ones. Oh boy. 3, 4, 5, 6. Blossoming Tortoise. 3, 3. Mill 3, then return land. Okay. Okay. Random life gain from these fetches. Do I care about this? Suppose I do. We're already quite low on life, but... Oh, they all come in tapped. So we... I guess... Yeah, fine. Oh, this is intense, because I know that we're doing fairly well, but Sultai can just reverse everything with one card. Oh, and they're gaining so much life. They're almost back up to maximum as well. Draw treasure. Flashback Marauder. Ooh. Right. Seeking. Board wipe is going to cancel everything out here, but okay, we're getting to ramp. Bloody hell, okay. That's nuts. Oh my god, and they're treasures, aren't they? Sorry, they're dwarves. Is it dwarves? Yeah, dwarves. Okay. So we can actually use it. This is a super cool synergy. Never, ever, ever seen this before. Changelings and like the Massacre Worm. Oh, Krappenstein, and that's going to kill all our guys. And we're going to lose 6. Okay, well, maybe we can do something in response to the trigger. Do we have anything? Nothing. Nothing that's going to change the course. I didn't see. The thing is, I didn't build this deck to, you know, to combat. We're going to go down to 3. Oh, that sucks. Down to 1, and we die. Oh, that's so sad. What are the odds that they had that? Oh, that's such a shame. It was like one of the few things, I guess. Well, they had. I did say, to be fair, one card would make the all difference. Oh, we died to the black market connections. God damn it! I could not have anticipated a Massacre Worm. No way.